So I'm Roy Gillespie, one of the physiotherapists that works here at Pinnacle Physiotherapy Centers. And I wanted to give a little spiel today on acupuncture. And there's a number of us in the group, a number of therapists in our group at Pinnacle Physio that do acupuncture. And I wanted to give you an idea of the style of acupuncture that we use and give you a basic idea of when we use it and how we use it. So first of all, acupuncture's been around for 4,000 years. There's a traditional style of acupuncture where the needles are left in for quite often 20 minutes to a half hour. And then there's another style of acupuncture, and it's called intramuscular stimulation. And that style is a much quicker style, a little bit more aggressive style, where the needle is actually just put in and out and stimulated very aggressively. So, just to give you an idea, some basics of acupuncture, the needles that we use are all disposable. They will come in different shapes and sizes, and I'll just peel this back. This is the longest needle that we use, which will be about 3 inches. And very seldom will this get used in our practice, but sometimes it will be used mostly in hip areas here. And as you can see, they're extremely thin, very flexible. More commonly, we'll use a smaller, thinner style of needle. And just to bring this out of our tube, this is quite often the more regularly used size for the majority of the acupuncture points. And once again, you might even barely be able to see this with the camera, but very flexible, very thin, and the treatment is usually very pain-free. A lot of times people don't even know when the needle goes in and out. Now, as I said, acupuncture has been around for 4,000 to 5,000 years, and obviously the Chinese were the people that had perfected it many years ago. And it's used for a number of different reasons. Sometimes people, if they have chronic pain, it can help with that. We know that people will get an increase in endorphins and enkephalins, which are the body's natural painkillers, will get released when people do acupuncture. We will also use it in some of our more active athletic people to quite often release trigger points. Is another clinical application. If you've got a tight muscle, putting a needle into a tight muscle sometimes has great influence on getting muscle flexibility back. And we will use it if people have chronic nerve pain, even acute nerve pain. So the applications are quite variable, and it will vary from person to person, the outcomes of the treatment. Okay, just going to give you a quick little demo on an acupuncture treatment, what it might look like. We will quite often use some type of skin prep. It could be alcohol. Some people will just use soap and water. The needles, as we showed you before, were all disposable. We'll find the landmark. When you look at Ashley here is on the table, we're going to do a point in her elbow. So the pressure is put on the tip. Quick application in. It's done quite slow, controlled. And this is as simple as an acupuncture treatment can be. You can do a number of points. Some clinical applications we may use 20 needles. Sometimes we may only use a couple needles. It depends on what we're using it for. When we take the needle out, very gentle procedure. Just put a little pressure right next to the needle. Very slowly drawn out. And that's as simple as it is. And this is an example of an acupuncture application.